Travis Scott. Travis Scott saw people collapsing in front of his stage. He kept playing. 10 people died while the crowd danced. This is what really happened that night, and why no one was held accountable. It is the evening of November 5th, 2021, and 50,000 people are packed into NRG Park in Houston, Texas. Travis Scott takes the main stage at 9 p.m. 30 minutes later, a mass casualty event is officially declared. The show does not stop. The deaths happen in the south quadrant of the standing area, a pocket enclosed on 3 sides by metal barriers. At least 7 of the 10 victims die within a few meters of each other, compressed into a space where the crowd pressure from behind has become so great that the people in front cannot expand their chests. Compressive asphyxiation. You don't need to be hit. You don't need to fall. You just need to be surrounded by enough people pressing forward that your lungs can no longer inflate. Ezra Blunt is 9 years old. He attends the concert on his father's shoulders. Around 5 minutes into the set, the south quadrant begins to compress. Ezra is separated from his father in the surge. He is pulled from the crowd unconscious and taken to Texas Children's Hospital with damage to his brain, kidneys, and liver. He dies 9 days later. He is the youngest of the 10 victims. The oldest is 27. From the stage, Scott pauses once to help a crowd surfer who has gone limp. A medic is called. The music resumes. People in the crowd are filming on their phones, screaming at the cameras pointed at them from the production rigs, trying to signal that something is wrong. In the footage, you can see the distress spreading outward from the center. You can see hands reaching up. The show plays on for another hour. After finishing, Scott goes to a private after-party at a Dave & Buster's restaurant, where he is told what happened. He later says he was not aware of any deaths during the performance. A Houston grand jury investigated and declined to bring charges. All 10 wrongful death lawsuits were settled out of court for undisclosed amounts. Altamont. The Rolling Stones hired the Hells Angels as security. The fee was $500 worth of beer. It is December 6, 1969, at the Altamont Speedway in California, and somewhere between 250,000 and 300,000 people have come for what the Stones intended as a West Coast Woodstock, a free concert to close out their U.S. tour. It has been planned in 4 days. There is no serious security infrastructure, no crowd management, no clear perimeter. The Angels arrive on their Harley-Davidsons and park the bikes on stage. They are given pool cues. By the time the Rolling Stones take the stage, the Angels have already knocked Jefferson Airplane's Marty Balin unconscious mid-set. The Grateful Dead, who had suggested using the Angels in the first place, watch what is happening from backstage and cancel their set without playing a note. Meredith Hunter is 18 years old, black, and wearing a lime green suit. He is there with his 17-year-old girlfriend, Patty Bredehoft. The Angels have been shoving people around all afternoon. At some point, Hunter walks back to his car, opens the trunk, and takes out a .22 Smith & Wesson revolver. "They're getting really bad," he tells Bredehoft. "It's just to protect myself." She tells him to put it back. He doesn't. During Under My Thumb, Hunter is shoved by an Angel, scuffles, and raises the gun. Alan Passaro, 21 years old, Frisco chapter, jumps on him from behind and brings a knife down in a long, curving arc. Hunter is stabbed multiple times, 20 feet in front of the stage where Mick Jagger is performing. All of it is caught on film by the Maysles brothers, who are shooting what will become the documentary Gimme Shelter. In one of the most famous scenes in rock history, Jagger watches the footage in an editing suite months later. His face does nothing in particular. He has never spoken publicly about it since. Cincinnati, 1979. It is 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind is coming off the Ohio River and making it feel colder. 8,000 people are pressed against the locked glass doors of Riverfront Coliseum in Cincinnati, Ohio, and The Who can be heard sound-checking inside. It is the evening of December 3, 1979, and the crowd has been building since the afternoon. The concert is general admission, 14,770 festival seating tickets sold at $10 each. No assigned places. First come, first served. Everyone wants to be at the front, which means the doors are the starting line, and the crowd outside is not a queue. It is a pressure system waiting to be released. At 6:30 p.m., a police lieutenant tells the promoters to open the doors. He is told there aren't enough ticket takers on duty inside, and that union rules prevent him from recruiting ushers to help. The sound check goes on. The doors stay locked. The crowd continues to grow. When the doors finally open, the surge carries everything with it. People who fall cannot get up. The people behind them cannot stop. At 7:45 p.m., officers working their way into the crowd find the first body on the ground. Then another. Then another. 11 people, aged 15 to 27, have been asphyxiated in the press of the crowd before a single song has been played. Fire officials decide not to cancel the show. Their concern is that announcing 11 deaths to 18,000 people inside the arena might cause a riot. The Who complete their set and learn what happened after their final encore. At their next concert in Buffalo, Roger Daltrey tells the crowd, "We lost a lot of family last night. This show's for them." The station. A local TV cameraman is in the nightclub to cover the show. He is already rolling when it starts. The footage he shoots in the next 90 seconds is some of the most widely watched disaster video of the 2000s. It is just after 11 p.m. on February 20th, 2003, at a 1946 wooden gin mill converted to a nightclub in West Warwick, Rhode Island. The place is called The Station. Great White are the headlining act. 462 people are inside. The capacity is 404. The tour manager, Daniel Beekle, fires 4 pyrotechnic gerbs, fountain of sparks devices, at the start of the opening song. The sparks hit polyurethane foam soundproofing on the walls and ceiling of the drummer's alcove. Within 9 seconds, the foam is on fire. Within 30, the ceiling above the dance floor is rolling with flame. Lead singer Jack Russell stops playing and says into the microphone, "That's not good." Most of the crowd thinks it is part of the show. By the time they understand it isn't, the main exit, a narrow hallway with a single interior door, is already choked. Bouncers at a rear exit tell people it is for the band only and turn them away. The building is fully engulfed in 6 minutes. 100 people die. 230 are injured. Great White guitarist Ty Longley dies. The foam was not fire retardant. The building had no sprinkler system, grandfathered out of the requirement by its 1946 construction date.
No!
NIST later calculated that a functioning sprinkler system would have contained the fire and given everyone time to leave. The club owners received 2 years and 9 months and 3 years probation, respectively. Roskilde. Eddie Vedder sees a man being lifted out of the crowd. The man's face is blue. Vedder later says, "We knew immediately it had gone on to that other level." He stops the music. It is the evening of June 30th, 2000, at the Roskilde Festival in Denmark. Pearl Jam are headlining the Orange Stage in front of an estimated 50,000 people. It has been raining all day. The ground in front of the stage is deep mud. Vendors have sold out of boots. People have wrapped plastic bags around their shoes to keep moving. Staying upright is work. When Pearl Jam begin their set at 10:30 p.m., the crowd presses forward. Sound problems with the rear speakers push people closer to the stage for better audio, compressing the front section further. Security guard Per Johansson is stationed at the crowd barrier. He says later that the crowd size was nothing special. He has the front section under control. Then the mud takes someone's footing, and the chain reaction starts. People fall and cannot get up. Those behind them cannot stop. Those to the sides cannot reach them. The crush builds from the ground up. From the stage, Vedder keeps seeing crowd surfers coming over the barrier and lying still. Then someone is pulled over who is blue. His tour manager runs on stage. People are dead. Vedder steps to the microphone. What will happen in the next 5 minutes has nothing to do with music, but it is important. He asks the crowd in several languages to take 3 steps back. He counts to 3. Then he drops to his knees on stage and cries. 8 men die of asphyxiation that night. A 9th dies in hospital 5 days later. Duisburg. The city's fire service said not to use the tunnel. They said it was a choke point with no viable escape routes. They recommended it be sealed off entirely. The permit was issued anyway, 3 days before the event, with documentation still missing. No comprehensive layout plan, no fire safety concept had been submitted as late as June 29th. It is July 24th, 2010. The Love Parade, a techno festival that had been running in open Berlin streets since 1989, moves to a disused freight rail yard in Duisburg for the first time. The entire site has a single way in and out, a 240-meter tunnel feeding onto a steep ramp. Organizers expect up to 800,000 people. The venue can safely hold 250,000. Estimates suggest up to 1.4 million arrive. By 4 p.m., the ramp is a pressure vessel. The crowd flooding in from the tunnel meets the crowd trying to escape back the same way. There is nowhere for either to go. Density at the choke point exceeds 10 people per square meter, the threshold at which individual movement becomes physically impossible, and the body is subject to the forces of the crowd around it. People fall. Others fall on them. Those at the bottom of the pile stop being able to expand their rib cages. 21 people die. 13 women and 8 men, aged 18 to 38. 500 more are injured, many with crushed ribs. All of it is on CCTV. Inside the festival site, 100 meters from the ramp, the music plays on. The organizers decide not to shut the event down immediately. They fear the announcement will cause panic among those already inside. Partygoers are dancing while people are dying in the tunnel entrance. 10 event planners were charged with negligent homicide. The trial ran for 3 years and ended in 2020 without a verdict. No one was convicted.